Okay, let's revisit Kundalini energy. Yeah, I'm probably going to repeat myself, the things that I said in the other video. I may or may not, but I want to just say a few things about Kundalini. Most importantly, the basics, like what is it, in case you don't already know. So I think as these energies are causing arousal of Kundalini energy in people, you know, you may be Googling this, what is Kundalini energy? I did this back in 2006. I was noticing some things and I Googled, oh, okay, yeah, it's Kundalini energy. And I didn't think anything more of it. I just I did not understand the fullness of what Kundalini, the importance of it, the magnitude of what was going on. I wish I had. I would have done things a whole lot differently. So in my mind, back then, and I suspect a lot of people are feeling this way, is that Kundalini is some sort of external energy or just something in their field that is causing, just an external force causing all these feelings, and it feels good, and, you can take it or leave it. But it's not. Kundalini, so let's just look at the word Kundalini. Kundalini, or Kunda, has many different meanings, but we'll take two of them. One, it means bowl, and it also means awareness or consciousness. So we know that you're not just a human being, you are a spiritual being. And spiritual being means you're a conscious being, your consciousness itself, pure consciousness. And so this Kundalini is a bowl of your consciousness, if you want to say it that way, that is residing just below the base chakra in your etheric body. And this consciousness, which is you, it is you. Kundalini is you. It's not an external energy. It's coming in and doing things to your body. It's you. And so this arousal, this bubbling is you. Oops, don't you love it? My landline. Yeah, I still have a landline. Okay, so many interruptions today on my videos. Where was I? It's you beginning to wake up, and it's bubbling down there. And this is such a great opportunity. Okay? This Kundalini arousal is like, oh God, I'm having an old reference, a Get Smart reference. This is your task if you choose to accept it. This is your mission if you choose to accept it. So Kundalini is knocking on your door. It's you wanting to wake the consciousness within you up. Now, let's just talk about the basics of Kundalini. The Kundalini, we have 3 channels in our body, not in our body etherically or energetically. We have the central channel that goes central, and then we have 2 auxiliary channels. And I'm going to use an analogy. So you know how they say we use 10% of our brain? I mean, we use all of our brain, but we only use 10% of its potential. Well, this is the same thing that's going on with most people on the planet who are not really aware of Kundalini, not awake, not into spirituality. They're using about 1/16 to 1/10 of their consciousness. The Kundalini is through the breath. The breath is what keeps us alive. And the Kundalini rises just enough in our auxiliary channels, which represents the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, to keep this body alive, functioning, and it's just enough consciousness in our body to know that we are aware. We are self-aware, and we know that we're aware. So if you're not on the spiritual journey, or you're not actively working with Kundalini, then you are functioning at 10% of your consciousness potential. Does that make sense? And so, with all this energy coming in and stirring up people's Kundalini, I mean, this has never happened. I don't think this is such a unique thing that's happening on our planet, that so many people are having opportunities to awaken spiritually to who they are. So many people are doing it. So you're getting this sexual arousal, this energy that's kind of bubbling in your base chakra. What do you do with it? How do you know if you're ready to do something with it? Well, that's the big question. You'll know, so let me back up. This bubbling up of the Kundalini, that's you trying to wake you up to activate or gain access to more of your consciousness potential. And you do that by starting a meditation program, doing some sort of meditation, looking inwards, etc., etc. And by not going the route of ego desire and deciding to take sexual action and climax and get rid of that energy. So the full potential of your consciousness rising up through the central channel is what you want to get to. I've lost my train of thought. Let me back up. So let me talk about when you're being sexually aroused. This is your Kundalini bubbling up, right? And it's about ready, and you're just about to climax. You know that feeling, that kind of blissful expectation, excited energy. That's your Kundalini that's beginning to rise, your consciousness that is beginning to rise up through the central channel. And you feel that fullness, that expectation. It's that part before release that's how you will feel when Kundalini, if you work with it, rises up through the central channel and you reach self-realization and fully awaken. Okay? But if you sexually climax, what happens when everyone has an orgasm? They go right back, they go to sleep. Now, if that isn't the perfect metaphor for what happens, that you can either go ahead and follow ego desire or sensual desire and have an orgasm, you're going to go spiritually right back to sleep. Your consciousness goes right back to sleep, okay? So, you'll know that you're ready for meditation and working with Kundalini on this level if you, in your inner being, feel this deep sense of wanting to go home. Excuse me. You just want to be one with Source, with God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. You just feel this deep longing for that connection. You feel this deep longing to have divine will working through you. Then yes, you take this opportunity because your consciousness, Divine Mother, Kundalini Shakti, she is knocking at your door saying, this is your opportunity to awaken into the full potential of your consciousness, to rise at that central channel and awaken into this unity consciousness. Okay? So if you're feeling those deep inner feelings, then this is your opportunity. Don't miss it. Of course you wouldn't, right? Well, we do. This is kind of where free will. This is the free will. This is your choice, and if you decide, okay, I'll start a meditation program, or at least contemplate in silence, get silent for a few minutes a day, then stuff will happen, because this is a calling, and the universe just wants a little bit of commitment. You know, the saying is, you move one step towards God and the universe will take 1,000 steps towards you. So this is your opportunity. Don't squander it. But then again, if it's not the right time for you to be dealing with this, because I'll tell you, when Kundalini starts rising and waking in you, and you take this path, this inner, you start going inwards and meditating, and I'll tell you, all hell breaks loose, okay? All of your fears and all of your junk starts coming up. So it's not an easy journey. So, you know, perhaps you have an inner unconscious knowing that now is not the right time because it would mess up your life or something. So you are not following the call of Kundalini and maybe just using it as sexual gratification. That's okay. You'll know, right? God's not going to leave you behind. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you the importance of what this energy is trying to, what the important opportunity that it's trying to deliver to you. So what else can I say? So if you feel like, yes, you really would like to have spiritual awakening, one that's much deeper, you'd like to increase the amount of consciousness available to you, you want something more than perceiving life in this 3D manner, then some tips. So you have this Kundalini, you know, buzzing around in your base chakra. And it's all, maybe it's bing, 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 and all this sort of stuff. Well, you definitely need some grounding. And you can ground that energy energetically, dropping it in Mother Earth. Go for walks, runs, because anything that kind of moves that spine, running, and create movement in that base chakra, grounds it, okay, stabilizes it. And also those activities make you relax the belly. And that's another aspect. You have this energy bouncing around down there in the base and your sacral area. And it has nowhere to go because we always keep our bellies really tight and we're not breathing. And remember, Kundalini is our breath. It's our vital life force. So if we're not breathing, we have less consciousness available to us. So releasing the belly, breathing into the belly, have that Buddha breath, belly. That will help stabilize the Kundalini energy. As well as in meditations, you can imagine, say like water going up your spine and then spouting out in all directions in your brain. That's raising your Kundalini. I would say be very, very careful with these exercises. Just make sure you're ready, okay? If your inner heart says yes, okay? Because awakening Kundalini too early can lead to all kinds of issues, okay? So many mental and psychotic things if you're not ready. If ego's trying to do it, it's going to be trouble. People are going to think you're nutty. Anyway, so breathing, releasing the belly, going for walks, getting that base chakra moving, because it pumps the spinal fluid up when you're active like that, gets the movement of the spinal fluid up the spine, which activates Kundalini up the spine. What else? Kundalini, love it. Let's see. I think that's enough. Oh, yeah, you know, here's, so you may be wondering about this, the tantric aspect of using Kundalini to awaken consciousness. Well, that's a very difficult technique. So the beginner can't do it. And it's, I don't know if I said this in the other video, but it's about using that pre-orgasmic energy and it's using that energy just at orgasm, but not releasing the orgasm and sending that orgasmic energy. It's very difficult, up the spine, up the central channel, out the back and up into the front and back down into the heart and down. That's the tantric movement of consciousness, up the spine. I can't remember where it goes, out and back, around the head and into the heart, and then back down. It kind of creates a loop. That's how they use the tantric sexual energy. So to think that you can reach higher states of consciousness by just, self-manipulation or having sex with another, it's a very difficult technique. And by the way, did you notice that the movement is upwards and then there's a loop, and then it does open the other two chakras of the heart? And that's exactly what is represented by the Egyptian Ankh. Okay, they were masters, or the Essenes were masters at using that energy, that technique. So it's up the spine, around, and it goes into the heart, and it awakens the three chakras of the heart. So you get the Ankh, and it goes back down. Okay, I think I've said enough about Kundalini. So it's yourself knocking, saying there's a great opportunity for a great awakening. Check with your inner heart. If this is for you, then please start, at least at minimum, a 2-day-a-week, sit silently in meditation and ask the universe for help. Okay, see you later.